Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Shri Shaila Bhijanambura Shishanam Shri Krishna Tatatmajam Shri Shailanve Devanatha Sudhya Praptagamantatdvayam Padabje Narsimhatate Guroho Nyastatma Raksha Bharam Vidvadvrinda Chakora Chandiramaham Ramanujaryam Shraye Sriranga Sudha Madhu Samaswadayantam Sriranga Mahishi Padapankajatmajam Sulabhashrayam Sada Moda Siddhamadbhutam Bhajeham Gurum Tam Ranganatha Priyam Sukhasanastham Hridayabjapithe Chinmudraya Lankata Pani Padmam Shubhopavitam Vimalodhvapundram Namami Rangam Gurum Antarange Namami Yoga Samrajni Vijayam Vijayapradam Srirangardhasanasīnām Karunām Mama Mātaram Guru Rupa Paranjyotihi Jyoti Rupa Guru Paraha Ajnana Mandiram Hyetate Guru Vijnana Mandiram Mukhaṁ Karoti Vācālam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Yontah Pravishya Mama Vācamimāṁ Prasuttāṁ Sanjeevayatyakila Shakti-dhara Swadhamna Anyamscha Hastacharana Shravanatvagadine Pranān Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam Jayatyashrita Santrasa Dhvanta Vidhvam Sanodayaha Prabhavan Sitaya Devya Paramavyoma Bhaskaraha Sakrideva Prapannaya Tavasmiti Chayachate Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyaha Dadamyetat Pratam Mama Manojavam Martatulya Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayutha Mukyam Sriramadutam Shirasa Namami Vedavedye Pare Pumsi Jate Dasharathatmaje Vedah Pracheta Sadasite Sakshad Ramayanatmana. With salutations to our Guru and the Guru of all Gurus will commence our session today. As already mentioned, I will be not on video today, but I do encourage others to go on video. So while you are probably taking off on an Easter Sunday today, so to say, in our Sampradayam also, there is this aspect of the Guru taking on the so-called, sins of their Sishyas or disciples if they surrender to the Guru. It is something which is unsaid. It is not mentioned anywhere in our scriptures, but it is something which is real, which does exist, especially if it's an accomplished Guru who has attained what our Shastras say as the culmination of all the Vedas and Vedantas. And if that person has indeed initiated somebody into the path that leads us to that same divine light, then it is quite possible that just to ensure that the disciple is lifted up in life, they have to anyway negate their punya and papa, isn't it? And as part of that, there is this aspect of erasing the sins. And sometimes gurus take it upon themselves. And it may impact them at a physical level. It will never impact them at a mental or spiritual level because they are far away in those planes. But it may give them some, aspects of physical difficulties. So that's something that's perhaps similar in the other religion that has a special day today. Anyway, with that note, we'll get back into our discussion of Sundara Kandam. We were concluding actually the 9th Sargam. And as part of that Sargam, we have seen the description of the harem of Ravana. And towards the end, there were some very interesting shlokas which talk about the fact that the Rakshasi is there. Many of them although they were Rakshasis, of course, some of them had good physique, they were good looking, and all that. We saw a good description of all of them. Some more important things are like Natatra Kachit Pramada Prasahya Viryopapannena Gunena Labdha Nachanya Kamapi Nachanya Purva Vinavararham Janakatmajam Tam, excepting Sita Mata there. No other woman among them had been taken by force by Ravana. They all came out of their own volition or because of the valor and virtues of Ravana. And none of them, they were kind of, they didn't love anybody else before they married Ravana. They were not married to others. And then there's another sloka which says, 71st, Nacha kulina, nacha hina rupa, na dakshina naunupachara yukta, bharya bhavattasya nahina sattva, nachapi kantasya nakamaniya. None of them was born in a lowly family, nor did they lack beauty, kindness, skill, strength, etc., etc. And no one was not lovable to Ravana. And there was an interesting sloka which says, Babuva buddhistu harishwarasya yadidrishi raghava dharmapatni ima yatha rakshasa raja bharyaha sujatamasyeti sadhu buddhehe. Hanuman for a moment thinks, if only if Sita was very similar to these wives of the demon Ravana, it would indeed have been perceived as a Sujatam, Asya Sujatam. It's a good luck to Ravana. If in fact Sita also was like one of these demonesses, அப்படின்னு சொல்றார். What does that mean? It means that if only if Sita also was somebody who was, not married to anybody else and was a Patni of Ravana, the fact that she is somebody who is far ahead, far better than the ladies there, it would have been considered as a true luck for our Ravana. That is what Hanuman thinks for a minute. But he immediately remembers, Punascha sochintaya attarupaha dhruvam visishta gunato hi sita athayamasyam kritavan mahatma lankeshwara kashtam anarya karma. So he thinks that Sita is Gunavati, and unfortunately she is not like the other demonesses because she is wedded to Ramachandra. She is Raghava Dharmapatni. Therefore, it is indeed a great anarya karma that is done by Ravana, and that is something which should be condemned and not meet and proper. Therefore, alas, this is something that can only be rectified by proper punishment to Ravana. That is how we ended the 9th Sargam. So now we'll proceed into the next Sargam. In this Sargam, this is the Mandoradri Darshana Sargam. Again, we will see description of the other part of Ravana's palace. So we are moving, Hanuman is moving from the harem where most of the women were on the carpets. We saw some descriptions of many things. We now proceed one step further, one story above, okay, where we'll see some description again of the main chamber of the Antappuram of Ravana. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. Tatra divyopamam mukhyam sphatikam ratna bhushitam avekshamano Hanuman dadarsha shayanasanam dantakanchana chitrangair vaiduryaischa varasanaihi maharhastaranopetai upapannam mahadhanaihi. Tatra avekshamanaha Hanuman. அங்க சுத்தி சுத்தி பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கார். He has gone to the next chamber now. What does he see there? Divyopamam mukyam Sphatikam Ratna Bhushitam. Divyopamam is something which is equivalent to heaven. It is also important, foremost, therefore Mukhyam. And it is made of crystals encrusted with gems. And Danta Kanchana Chitrangaihi Vaiduryehi, inlaid with colorful ivory and gold. Dantam and Vaidurya. And what else is there? Maharhas Taranopetaihi. There are exquisite coverings that he sees there, which are Mahadhanehi, Varasanehi, Upetam, Shayanasanam, Dadarsha. So these are all the description of the couch of Ravana, Shayanasanam. Okay. Shayanatla yana உட்காருவாளோ படுத்துக்கு தானே செய்வா. ஆனா சயனாசனம்னு சொல்றா. மேல உட்கார்ந்து அதுக்கப்புறம் படுத்துவார் போல் இருக்கு. மகாதனைஹி வராசனைஹி உபேதம். It is rich and fine. It is made of அதுல கூட ஆசனங்கள் இருக்குன்னு சொல்றா. Okay, and this is something that Hanuman noticed as the next step there. Tasya chaikatame deshe sogrimala vibhushitam dadarsha panduram chhatram Taradhipati Sannibham. Saha Tasya Ekatame Deshe. In one of the spots there, what did Hanuman see? Agremala Vibhushitam. It is decorated with many different types of best of the garlands that you can think of. Taradhipati Sannibham Panduram Chhatram Dadarsha. So now he is seeing the Chhatram or umbrella. Okay. And the umbrella on the two, it is decorated with garlands. It is shining like moon, the white moon. So, முதல்ல என்ன பார்க்கிறார்? Couch பார்க்கிறார். The couch itself is quite exquisite. And couch பக்கத்துல ஒரு umbrella பார்க்கிறார், சத்திரம். Okay. அதுக்கு அடுத்தது ஜாதரூப பரிக்ஷிப்தம் சித்ரபானு சமப்பிரபம் அசோகமாலா விததம் ததர்ஷ பரமாசனம் வாலவ்யஜனஹஸ்தாபிஹ விஜ்யமானம் சமந்ததஹ கந்தைश्च விவிதைர்ஜுஷ்டம் வரதூபேன தூபிதம் பரமாஸ்தரணாஸ்தீர்ணம் அவிகாஜின சம்ருதம் தாமபிர்வரமாலா மால்யானாம் சமந்தாதுபசோபிதம். ஸோ கவுச் ஆச்சு, சத்திரம் ஆச்சு. இப்போ அடுத்து அங்கே இருக்கக்கூடிய ஆக்குபென்ட்ஸ் அவெல்லாம் யாரு, அவ என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கா? வாட் ஆர் தி பீப்புள் அரவுண்ட் தேர்? ஹூ ஆர் தே? வாட் ஆர் தே டூயிங்? ஜாதரூப பரீட்சித்தம். ஜாதரூபம்னா கோல்டுக்கு பேரு. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் மேட் ஆஃப் கோல்டு. சித்திரபானு சமப்பிரபம், ஷைனிங் லைக் தி சன். அசோகமாலா விதத்தம், இட் இஸ் டெக்கரேட்டட் வித் அசோகா ஃப்ளவர்ஸ். வாலவ்யஜன ஹஸ்தாபிஹி சமந்ததஹ வீஜ்யமானம். So again, all of these are description of the couch. Okay, it is made of gold. It is shining like the sun, decorated with ashoka flowers, and there are ladies there. What are they doing? Ava vandu kaila inda chaamaram veesindruka. So they are holding fans made of the hair of the chamari deer. Okay, and all over the place, nala pakkamum nalla oru air conditioning. And vijyamanam vividhaihi gandhaihi jushtam varadhupena dhupitam. So it is extremely fragrant there with different types of gandhas. And varadhupena, excellent among the fragrances and scents. Dhupitam. So you can imagine, this is like a really excellent place for somebody who is interested in enjoying the worldly pleasures. அப்பேற்பட்ட ஒரு சௌகரியம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கான். பரமாஸ்தரணாஸ்தீர்ணம் ஆவிகாஜின சம்ருதம். So the couch is covered with the best of the best of bedspreads. You would have gone to Kashmir and brought all of the bedspreads, Avikajina samrutam. It is covered with the soft sheep skin. And samantat varamalyanam damabhihi upashobhitam paramasanam dadarsha. So Hanuman saw the exquisite couch, paramasanam, which is also decorated with beautiful garlands, varamalyana, which are strung together. And that is damabhi. Damamna damodaran solran illaya. Damamna the string kayirukku peru. Damabhi Upashobhitam, it is delightfully looking. In other words, so think of any of these Bollywood, Hollywood directors, no, the way they make up the romantic songs with smoke coming, white smoke, and a lot of fragrances, etc. So this is the ground he is laying, Hanuman is laying. Now further on, we will now get into the description of the Rakshaseswara himself. எல்லாரும் கண்ணை மூடிட்டு ராவணனை தியானம் பண்ணுங்க. Okay. Tasmin jeemuta sankasham pradiptottama kundalam lohitaksham mahabahum maharajatavasasam lohitenanuliptangam chandanena sugandhina sandhyaraktamivakashe toyadam satatidganam. இந்த ராகம் ரொம்பவே நன்னா இருக்கு ராவணனுக்கு. ஆனா இது பரவாயில்ல, வேற வழி இல்லை. விருத்தமாபரணை திவ்யைஹி சுரூபம் காமரூபிணம் சுவ்ருக்ஷவனகுல்மாಢ்யம் பிரசுப்தமிவ மந்தரம் கிரீடித்வோபரதம் ராத்ரௌ வராபரணபூஷிதம் பிரியம் ராட்சசகன்யானாம் ராட்சசானாம் சுகாவஹம் பீத்வாப்யுபரதம் சாபி ददर्श स महाकपिः भास्वरे शयने वीरं प्रसुप्तं राक्षसाधिपम्. On top of this glorious couch, where there are ladies all around who are fanning him with chamari deer skin, and the couch is so exquisite, it has cashmere all over, it is properly covered. What does our Saha Mahakapi Hanuman see there? He sees Jimuta Sankasham, like that of a cloud. Pradiptottama Kundalam. So the earrings are really flashing, they are dazzling. Then Lohitaksham, his eyes are red in color. Mahabahum, he has huge arms. Okay, so imagine he is somebody who is really huge to look at. Okay, almost half a mountain, and then the size Griparar. Mahabahum. Maharajata Vasasam. So he is wearing, clothes or robes which have a silver in their texture. Rajatam. Rajatam is silver. And then Lohitena Sugandhina Chandanena Anuliptangam. So he is red, he has smeared his limbs or hands with red colored fragrance. Lohitena Sugandhina and Chandanena. So red colored sandal, நம்ம ஆந்திர பிரதேஷ்ல ஒரு மூவி பண்ணாங்க இல்லையா, so red color sandalwood trees ஞாபகப்படுத்திவாங்க. அனுலிப்தாங்கம் திவ்யைஹி ஆபரணைஹி விருத்தம். So he has wonderful divine ornaments that he is wearing and he is decked all over. Okay. Sandhyaraktam sa tatidganam akashe toyadamiva surupam. Sandhya Raktamna, of course, just like the color of twilight, the evening. Sa tatit ganam, tatitna lightning, streaked with lightning. Akashe toyadamiva, just like the cloud floats in the sky. Surupam kamarupinam varabharana bhushitam. So Ravana is also somebody who has a surupam. Okay. என்னதான் இருந்தாலும் ராட்சசனும் பார்க்கறதுக்கு நல்லா இருக்கணும், இல்லைன்னா அவன் பின்னாடி போக மாட்டாங்க. There should be a following, isn't it? So he needs to have some charisma. Apparently Ravana also has that charisma. He is a kamarupinam. He can take any form. He can change his form at will. Varabharana bhusham, adorned with the choicest of ornaments. And ratrau kriditva uparatam. So he has essentially, spent his night with full of enjoyment and merriment. And now he is resting, uparatam. Suvriksha vanagulmadhyam prasuptam mandaram iva. So this scene, Hanuman is giving an upamanam or analogy to that of a Mandara mountain. Okay, imagine a Mandara mountain, which is Suvriksha vanagulmadhyam. It is rich with trees and wild bushes. As if the Mandara mountain itself is sleeping. அப்பேற்பட்ட ஒரு இம்ப்ரெஷன் வந்தது ஹனுமானுக்கு. That is, Ravana is surrounded by so many of his wives and he is now sleeping. Rakshasa Kanyanam Priyam. He is somebody who is dear to his to the damsels there. Rakshasanam sukhavaham. He is somebody who brings joy to the Rakshasas themselves. Pitva uparatam tasminne. So he has drunk a lot. He is completely drunk and now resting on the couch. Tasminne bhasware shayane prasuptam veeram rakshasadipam dadarsha. So Hanuman saw the Ravana who was glittering and shining, and he is sleeping right now. Prasuptam. And of course, he is a heroic person, Veeram. So this is the scene, a very first scene that Hanuman sees of Ravana himself. Okay. So imagine that moment has come now for Hanuman to see who Ravana is in personality and where he was sleeping. We'll look at further description of Ravana now. Yes.
Why can't Hanuman just kill Ravana
Yes. So we should always understand that his first goal is to figure out where is Sita Mata. Just like we look at any safety protocol and procedure, we should not solve the problem before we detect who are all the individuals who we should keep them to safety. Then you can attack the villain. So that's why he does not even think of any harm to Ravana at that point of time. We will see shortly that his mind is now towards identifying where Sita is. Then, of course, once he, in his mind, he will think that, okay, once I see Sita, that is the right time I can go and now fight. So we'll come to that Sargam also soon. So it would have caused chaos and commotion at that point of time. Imagine, it's a completely, a place which is not meant to be seen. It is all in a manner that is not also the place to fight for Hanuman. That's the other way to look at it. Okay. Nishwasantam yathanagam Ravanam Vanarshabha Asadya Paramodvignaha Sopasarpat Subhitavate. So to your point, Hiranmay, now we'll see what Hanuman faced with Ravana. Saha Vanarshabha Nagam Yatha Nishwasantam Ravanam Asadya Paramodvignaha Subhitavate Apasarpate. So Hanuman saw Ravana was actually breathing like a snake. Okay. There was some hissing sound that was coming. And this is a very small, decibels. I can't even make that noise. But imagine a huge snake and serpent making that noise. And Ravana is huge in build. Okay. So much so that even Hanuman was frightened. That is what this shloka says. Paramodvignaha. Okay. So imagine, let's step aside and look at the jadi of Hanuman, which is monkey. So monkeys are afraid of snakes. Okay. So that's the immediate reaction because he's born in that jadi. So he gets frightened. That is how we should look at it. Okay. And Subhitavate apasarpate. He drew away from that place, actually. So he went close. Kitta wait, moochu paatha udane Hanuman got frightened. Okay. Atharohanamasadya Vedikantaramashritaha Suptam Rakshasardhulam Prekshate Sma Mahakapihi. And the bush and the cat only bind it odi peter. Enga order. Where does he run away? He runs away to the nearby stairway. Luckily, there are some stairs there. Okay, maybe he forgot that he can jump, பயத்துல நம்மளுடைய சுபாவத்தை நம்ம மறந்து போயிடுவோம் இல்லையா? When we are afraid of something, we will forget who we are. So perhaps he started to climb the arohanam, the stairways. And after reaching that, Vedikantaram Ashritaha. So remember, he went very close to the couch of Ravana. In the moment he got frightened, he goes away to a nearby Vedikai, which is different from where, so it's a viewpoint from where he is now again Suptam Rakshasa Sardulam Prekshatesma. He started to glance again at Ravana. Aha, this is how this Rakshasa looks like, and this is his nature, and what is in store for us is something that he would be perhaps thinking. Shushubhe Rakshasendrasya Swapatah Shayanottamam Gandhahastini Samvishte Yatha Prasravanam Mahat. Swapatah Rakshasendrasya Shayanottamam Gandhahastini Samvishte Mahat Prasravanam Yatha Sushubhe. So while the Lord of Demons, he was sleeping on the magnificent couch, on the magnificent bed there, what did he resemble? He resembled the Prasravana hill. This is a hill which we have already heard of, isn't it? And imagine the Prasravana hill has an elephant, Gandha Astini, elephant, which is in a state of madam or rat. So that is how, after he jumps back to the stairway and looks at Ravana, this is the feeling he gets there. Oh, this is not an ordinary person. அவன் தூங்கறச்சே மூச்சு விடச்சேவே இப்படி இருக்கே அப்படின்னு ஒரு யோசிச்சிருப்பான். You would be wondering if this person can frighten me in his sleep. What more? Kanchanangada sannadhaihi chadadarsha samahatmanaha vikshiptau rakshasendrasya bhujavindradhvajopamau airavata vishanagraihi apidanakrtavranau vajrollikhita pinamsau Vishnu Chakra Parikshitau Pinau Samasujatamsau Sangatau Balasamyutau Sulakshana Nakhangushta Swanguli Talalakshitau Samhatau Parighakarau Vrittau Karikaropamau Vikshiptau Shayane Shubhre Panchashirsha Vivoragau Shashakshata Jakalpena Sushitena Sugandhina Chandanena Paradhyena Swanuliptau Swalankritau Uttamastri Vimurditau Gandhottamanisevitau Yakshapannaga Gandharva Devadanava Ravinau. This set of slokas, 5 slokas, is all about Ravana's Bhujangad. Okay, and it's an interesting. So Hanuman has now gone to the staircase. He's now completely at a spot where he can observe all the features of Ravana. So one of the first features you will notice for a Kshatriya, of course, Ravana is a Brahmana converted into Kshatriya, isn't it? So his arms, his bahus should be Bahubali. Otherwise, he can't be a Raja or a emperor. So Inalam Pakrar Saha Mahatmanaha Rakshasendrasya. Rakshasendra, Ravana is called a Mahatma. Innala irukku Kanchanangadana Saddau, meaning Kanchanangadana Saddau. His arms are all adorned with golden straps. The kaiki pottapom illaya thangathla. Lalita Jewelers lende. Vikshiptau Indra Dhvajopamau. So the arms were lying on the bed, and the arms were resembling a pair of flagstaff of Indra. Indra Dhvajopamau. Indranukku Dhvajam irukku, flag irukku. Adula 2 flags irukuna appairpatta or flags, meaning apparently the flags were really big. Indra's flags were really big and fluttering. And the madri Ravananudi kaigal irundhathu. Airavata Vishanagraihi. So the okay. So what this means is that the Ravana's arms were like a pair of Indra's flagstaff, which are adorned with golden straps. Abdin solradhu. And apparently the flags were torn by Airavata. I don't know what reference this brings to. Perhaps there was an earlier occasion where Ravana may have interfaced with Indra. Okay, I will have to check that and get back. Apidana Kritavranau. So he's a king. So therefore, one of the signs of a king is kai kaalna adipattirukkum. So he had scars of injury on his arms. That is another lakshanam he sees. Vajrol likhita pinam. So his arms had apparently scars caused by the thunderbolt of Indra. Probably there was a fight between the two. Okay, we'll get back to you with that reference. So there was an earlier fight between Indra and Ravana, which caused the injury to Ravana's arms. And that scar is something Hanuman is able to see now. Vishnu Chakra Parikshita, it is wounded by Mahavishnu's Chakram. Probably there is another event there. Pinau Samasujatamsau Sangatau Balasamyitau, all describing his arms. Pinau means they are very fleshy. Okay. Nalla muscles irundhathu, well built. Samasujatamsau, well built arms. Sangatau Balasamyitau, here they were very tough and strong. So imagine who his gym instructor would have been. Sulakshana Nakangushtav, he had shapely thumbnails. Okay. So apparently, I don't know how many of the men here are minding your thumbs, but Ravana was doing that. Okay. He had very shapely thumbnails. Swangulitala Lakshitau. So he had shapely forms and fingers apparently. Okay. Avanukku edo lakshanala irundirukku. Illana athana per irupala avங்கிட்ட. Samhatau Parighakarau Vrittau Karikaropamau. So the arms, the fingers, etc. were all well fixed. But unfortunately, they were resembling iron crowbars. Parighakarau Vrittau Karikaropamau, resembling that of the elephant tusk. Shubhre Shayane Vikshiptau. These arms are lying on very clean couch there. Okay. He is maintaining it properly. Panchashirshau Uragau Iva. Perhaps the palms were resembling a snake which is five-hooded. That's the upamanam that is given. Sashakshataja kalpena sushitena sugandhina. So he, of course, his palms and arms were also smeared with sandalwood. This time, a gross analogy is given. It has the color of the hare's blood, rabbit's blood. And the color, okay, maybe I don't know what color it is. That is the color of the sugandham that he had smeared on his hands. And they were cool. Sushitam pararthena chandena swanuliptau. So it is again smeared with the finest possible sandalwood paste. Swalankritau Uttamastri Vimurditau. See, the arms and palms were also well decorated. Nariya, he would have possibly had a lot of rings in his hands. Not only that, so Uttamastri Vimurditau, his hands and palms were massaged by the best of women. Gandhottama Nishevitau, they anointed with the best of the fragrance. So in such a manner that Yaksha Pannaga Gandharva Devadanava Ravino. So these palms were so ferocious. Of course, on the one hand, it is fully decorated with gold. He has applied a lot of fragrance. There are a lot of ladies who are massaging him. But at the same time, because they are resembling the serpents, they are very ferocious to who? Yaksha, Pannaga, that is these Nagas, the snake family. Gandharva, Devas, Danavas, they would all be terrified by looking at him. So that is the description, the very ferocious sight of Ravana's bahus. Okay. Dadarsha sakapis tatra bahu shayana samsthitau mandarasyantare suptau mahahirushita viva. So again, Hanuman, what did he look there? He gazed at the arms of Ravana, which are placed on the couch, that appeared like two angry snakes. Okay. Rushitau Mahahi Iva. Rushitau na angry nartham. Mahahi Iva, two serpents. And that's Sidvi Vachanam. In a cave on top of the Mount Mandara. Sahakapihi Mandarasya Antare Suktau Rushitau Mahahiva Shaina Samstitau Bahu Dadarsha. So that's a summary of the two hands of Ravana. We'll now get on to his other alankaras. Tabhyam saparipurnabhyam bhujabhyam rakshaseshwaraha shushubhe achala sankashaha shringabhyam iva mandaraha. Again, the lord of demons, that is Ravana, he looked splendid like Mandara mountain, which with his fully developed arms. And the Upamanam is that of Mandara mountain with two lofty peaks. That is how his bhujas resembled. Okay, Paripurnabhyam tabhyam bhujabhyam shringabhyam mandaraha iva sushubhe. Just like two peaks of Mandara, his palms were, splendid to look at. Chutapunnaga surabhi vakulottama samyutaha mrishtanna rasa samyuktaha panagandha puraskritaha tasya rakshasa simhasya nishchakrama mahamukhat shayanasya vinishwasaha urayanniva tadgriham. So now comes the description of the fragrance apparently that is emanating from his mouth. Okay. So probably he has drunk the best of the possible, wines. That is what will be described here. Shayanasya, tasya rakshasa simhasya, one who was sleeping there. Mahamukhat, from his huge mouth. The fragrance of Chuta Punnaga Surabhi. Fragrance of Punnaga and mango blossoms. Okay. So anybody interested in that type of wine, you may want to look for it somewhere. Okay, that way nobody will figure out whether you are drunk. Apparently it's fragrant. Vakulottama samyutaha. It is mixed with the fragrance of bakula flowers. And then mrishtana rasa samyuktaha. It is also mixed with the aroma of rich food that he has eaten there. Panagandha purassaraha. The aroma of drinks is also coming from his mouth. Vinishwasaha, from his breath. Tat griham purayanniva nishchakrama. That was completely filling the house there. And this is the description of Ravana's Mahamukham. அடுத்து வர 5 ஸ்லோகம் என்னன்னு பார்ப்போம். முக்தாமணி விசித்ரேன காஞ்சனேன விராஜிதம் மகுடேனாபவருத்தேன குண்டலோஜ்வாலிதானனம் ரக்தச்சந்தன திக்தேன ததாஹாரேண சோபினா பீனாயதி விஷாலேன வக்ஷசாபி விராஜிதம் பாண்டரேணாபவித்தேன க்ஷௌமேன க்ஷதஜே க்ஷணம் மகார்ஹேண சுசம்வீதம் பீதேனோத்தமவாசசா மாஷராஷி பிரதீகாஷம் நிஸ்வசந்தம் புஜங்கவதே காங்கே மஹதிதோ யாந்தே பிரசுப்தமிவ குஞ்சரம் சதுர்பிஹ காஞ்சனைர்தீபைஹ दीप्यमानश्चतुर्दिशं प्रकाशीकृतसर्वाङ्गं मेघं विद्युद्गणैरिव पादमूलगताश्चापि ददर्शसु महात्मनः पत्नीः प्रियभार्यस्य तस्य रक्षः पतेर्गृहे. So என்னெல்லாம் பார்க்கறாங்க? சஹா தஸ்ய ரக்ஷபதேஹே கிரஹே, in the house of Ravana or the palace of Ravana. என்னெல்லாம் பார்க்கறார்? Muktamani vichitrena, studded with golds, pearls and gems, kanchanena, apavrittena, makutena virajitam. So already Ravanode kiritam. Idenada nyathikamiya bathu shuklam Vishnu Maha Perumaala patti solvaram, batha Ravanana patti description irukku mottame. So he had a kiritam which apparently studded with all the diamonds, jewels, gems and gold. Kundalo Jwalitananam. So அவனுடைய முகம் எப்படி இருக்கு அப்படினா, his face is actually shining because of his earrings. Okay, that means that is how shining the earrings were. Rakta Chandana Digdhena harena shobhina. So he is smeared with bright red sandalwood paste. And harena shobhina is wearing haram on his chest. Pinayatana Pinayata Vishalena Vakshasa. His chest is quite fleshy and broad. Abhivirajitam Pandarena Apavidhena Kshaumena. So, of course, his chest is also, very splendid and decorated with various ornaments. And what is he wearing now? What type of cloth is he wearing? Pandarena Apavidhena. So he is wearing a white silky cloth. Okay. Kshaumena is silky. Kshataje Kshanam is, unfortunately, his eyes are blood red in color. Maharhena Pitena Uttama Vasasa Susamvitam. His body is otherwise covered by a Pitambaram, which is, I think, is a very expensive cloth. Uttama Vasasa. அடுத்தது ஆனா இதெல்லாம் சரிதான். அது சுத்தின் இருக்கிறவர் யார் அப்படின்னா மாஷா ராசி பிரதிகாசம். இஸ் ரிசம்பிளிங் மாஷான்னம்னா இந்த உளுந்துக்கு பேரு இல்லையா, மாஷான்னம். மாஷராசி பிரதிகாசம். இஸ் ரிசம்பிளிங் a heap of black beans, black urad dal அப்படிங்கிறார் கடைசியில. புஜங்கவத்து நிஸ்வசனம். he is sleeping like a snake. மஹதி காங்கே தோயாந்தே பிரசுப்தம் குஞ்சரமிவ. so he resembled a mighty big elephant which is sleeping peacefully in a river like Ganga. Okay. So adulla arama padutundrukku oru yaanai. So probably Ravana was black in color அப்படினு தான் தோன்றுதுங்க இதெல்லாம் பார்த்தாக்கா இல்லையா. தோயாந்தே பிரசுப்தம் குஞ்சரமிவ காஞ்சனைஹி சதுர்பிஹி தீபைஹி தீப்யமான சதுர்திஷம். So that whole place is circumscribed by 4 different lamps, and they are all illumining all the 4 sides. And how does it resemble? Vidyut ganehi prakashikrita sarvangam. So they are all further enlightening his body. Priyabharyasya su mahatmanaha padamula gataha patnischa tadarsha. Avana charanagati adanjirka avaruடைய all his wives who have his name on their Aadhaar card. Priyabharyasya su mahatmanaha padamula gataha patnischa tadarsha. So that's the scene now. Okay. This is a complete description of his kiritam and whatever he was wearing, his chest, and what dress he was wearing. Shashi prakasha vadanaha charu kundala bhushitaha amlana malya bharana dadarsha haryutapaha. Shashi prakasha vadanaha. அங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய லேடிஸ். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் கிரவுண்ட் ஃப்ளோர்ல வேற மாதிரி லேடிஸ் பார்த்தோம். இப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஃப்ளோர் 3rd ஃப்ளோருக்கு வந்துட்டோம். ஸோ தி பென்ட் ஹவுஸ் இது இப்போ ஆக்சுவலி. வாட் இஸ் இ சீயிங் தேர்? சசி பிரகாஷ வதனா. தீஸ் ஆர் லேடிஸ் who are like splendid like the moon. Charu kundala bhushita. They are adorned with beautiful earrings. Amlana malya bharanaha. So they are wearing garlands of flowers. So that is the type of ladies Hanuman saw there. Nrittavaditra kushala rakshasendra bhujangakaha varabharana dharinyo nishanna dadrishe harihi. So what did Hanuman see there? He saw Nrittavaditra kushalaha. These ladies were very experts, adroit, skillful at playing varieties of musical instruments. Apart from that, they were also excellent in dancing. Rakshasendra Bhujankagaha. So where were they resting? They were all resting on his arms and lap. So imagine Ravana is a huge body. And all this, there was enough provision for how many ever he wanted. Varabharana dharinyaha. So they were all wearing fine jewelry. And they were nishannaha. They were leaning. So இதெல்லாம் picturize பண்ணா எங்கேயோ போயிடும் Sunday. So the Ravana was essentially having he's sleeping now, but all these ladies. So the next slokas onwards next week we'll see. I'll pause here, but the fact that he was basically somebody who knew how to enjoy, and probably he went to the Swargas, and even Devatas are used to enjoying pleasures, isn't it? So அது அப்படியே Control-C, Control-V copy paste பண்றதுக்காக he has set up his own architecture. Only thing is the type of people here are different, but he is having enjoying his time there. So this is what our hero Hanuman has seen that. So I'll pause here. Any comments from anybody before we conclude? I have motivated enough that we may all try to seek Ravana now instead of Rama. Okay, we'll stop our session here today. Conclude it. You have to unmute that.
Yeah. Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhakta Guru Charanambuja Nirbhara Bhakta Samsarat Chirat Bhava Mukta Guru Charanambuja Krishna Krishna Sendriya Manasa Niyamadevam Rakshasi Nija Hridayastam Devam Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate
Kayena vacha manasa indriyerva buddhya atmana va prakrite swabhavate karomi yat sakalam parasmai Shriman Narayana yeti samarpayami sarvam Shri Ramachandrarpanamastu. Have a great day and a week ahead. Thank you.